Okay, I just want to put that out there real quick. I just did a thumbnail. I couldn't help it. It told me to do it. Not that I've never done it before, but I figured, you know what? Do a different thumbnail. Now that's going to be the next thing I'm going to learn is to do thumbnails in my class. Moving on. But I want to state something. I'm very happy, very healthy. Always have been. One thing that happened to me is I don't understand tech, and it started to hurt my head, and it did out in the woods when I was by myself, and I literally went through that drama. I literally went out and got a solar charger for the laptop, a solar charger for the phones, and the adapters and all of the stuff I could do out in the middle of nowhere all by myself with no running water. Even I bought this on Amazon. I bought it got it at a thing at the 7-Eleven, little thing they put them into, whatever Amazon does. And I went out in the woods to proceed to literally, nobody knows this. I'll tell it now, I don't care. To try to figure all this out. Like I tried to do with my mother when she had cancer, and I really had a rough time. Even when I had a way to plug in, I was having a rough time with tech because I just do, enough said. But I was also preoccupied with her dying of cancer, so I was just bawling all the time, and I couldn't focus. Anyways, so even the least little sentence that come out of her mouth, I'd start crying for hours. She's like, I can't take it. You're more sad I'm dying than I am. You're driving me nuts. Melancholy Sally. I'm like, whatever. So I was not easily focused, enough said. So then I went from that to down here to the rest of the story and met, Prince wrong. And then I proceeded to go out in the woods with the one room tent and the two dogs and go on the train running around figuring out where I could land my tent in the middle of nowhere with my solar chargers plugged into my new laptop I got through my stimulus and proceeded to learn all this. And I did all kinds of YouTube videos. I did all kinds of Facebook videos about every day what I went through, every day how I survived, every day how I cooked, every day how I took a shower. And I really had a lot of following. And I moved in here and everybody took it from me. They didn't want me to talk about it anymore because they didn't want me to make him look bad. Because he got dried up and wanted a new life. Enough said. So I lost all my followers. I lost all my videos. I lost everything in that original Facebook. And I had a lot of engagement for my story. And a lot of videos. Survival videos, survival tactics, trauma, how to survive. Literally with a tarp around my head. When I finally got a sink to put my head in and washed all my beautiful long blonde hair down and did a video with black tarps around me in the middle of nowhere. People were like, where the hell are you at? And I just kept doing it. And I kept traveling and I kept doing video and video and video about everything I went through. But I've lost all that because they hacked my Facebook. And they've hacked 3 more since then. Where you would see my story and everything I went through and how much I wanted to be a creator and how I got the stroke and how I melted my brain and burnt my eyes out and all this stuff. Because I told everything verbatim that I went through at night, in the morning, daytime, churches I went to, ways I got to eat, ways I was being pushed out of stores, everything that I went through. This is my story, Lisa Love's story. That's why Lisa Loves Souls is now that instead. Back then I was Lisa Loves. Because I wanted people to know my story, to learn how to survive, to learn how to grow from it, to learn how to heal from it, to learn how to cope with it, because I had to. And as I was getting better, I had a tutorial on every day that I went through it, and every day I got better. And I moved in here and I kept going with it, and nobody wanted me to talk about it anymore, so they kept hacking me out of my Facebook. That's a true story. I don't go around needing to be taught how to know to be completely conscious after going through something like that. I had an awakening 3 years ago. Actually, 6 years ago during the rape. I've said, as I was bleeding after being raped, I went out and I had a bunch of candles that I had bought ahead of time because I knew Matthew was coming in, the hurricane. And I put them all the way around my tub for me to take baths. I thought, well, I'll just do that when the hurricane comes and I'll stay in the bathtub. Ironically, I bought them ahead of time knowing that Matthew comes in. That's what you do in Florida. You buy a bunch of candles. And then I ended up bleeding for 3 days. Like a stigmata. And I really had my awakening. So when everybody tells me that I don't know, I do know. That's what kept me alive. That's what kept me alive in them woods. And that's what keeps me going today, even with everything I've been through. So I want to build a community and an organization for women of trauma, not because I'm going to be a big creator with a ton of followers only and make a ton of money. I did it all. I went through it all because, and nobody even understood, even including him and his friends, because I wanted other women to understand you can make through this. You can be okay. Because I finally felt how abused a woman feels, and I finally felt how people that get rejected for, being less fortunate or whatever they're going through really feel. That's why up top guy made me go through it, because he knew I was clairvoyant. He knew I was chosen. He knew I was a medium. He knew I was an empath. And I had to go through that in order to really get in touch with how much they suffer, to understand how much I need to help them. My only reason for any of this. And that's why the Facebook and everybody is telling me and calling me literally on the phone and saying, you are not a business. Stop spending ads. So I think as I'm sitting here, maybe they got me out of it because they know that I'm not really business. I'm nonprofit and or community outreach, whatever you want to call it. But I'm also trying to find a way to put the money together, the people together, the community together, to understand that I'm different. See, I don't want to follow a bunch of people that don't want to know about my life, because I want to connect with people, not because I'm codependent at all and or needy, because I'm not. I was an only child my whole life. I want to do that to love each other, to share love, to share community, to share truths, to share knowledge, to share friendship, trust, building it. That's what a sanctuary is. Do you understand what a sanctuary is? It's a community. And if you have a sanctuary and you would like to have a good community involved, the only way to find out about a good community is to engage. Because if you build a community like I'm talking about too, then women have to be safe. That organization has to be a safe haven for them. But if we build another community around that we all are engaging and loving, and we all have certain things we can do to heal these women and teach these women to build themselves up. I cannot do it all on my own, so I'm going to need a group. So I'm going to need creators, and I'm going to need tech, and I'm going to need cyber security people. I'm going to need nurses, maybe, people that can counsel them more than me. I'm going to need a big community. Nobody understands what I'm talking about when I say what I'm trying to build. So it starts with me first, because I'm going through it. But I'm a lot stronger than I was a year ago. But I went through it because I'm strong and I'm a warrior. You know what they called me out in the woods? A warrior. When they came over and they were taking the bulldozer down, and I'm living in the tent because I finally told them to get away from me, make $800 a week, rather go partying than get me a room or a camper as you promised. Enough said. I said, get away from me. I'm done. He took my vitamins, he took my warm clothes, he took blankets. He was just mad. And I don't care, whatever. I said, I don't care. I'm going to figure it out. And I had nothing. No money, no plan B, 2 dogs, and me. And I chose not to take any more verbal abuse. It was never physical, but his verbal abuse was horrible, and I was done. But my point is, everybody that ever knew me come around that corner. I take that bulldozer down, and kept calling me ma'am. You're a warrior. You're mind-blowing. You're out here like this and whatever. And you could have put up with this crap. You chose to be alone with nothing. Because you're not gonna. Not gonna. It's not the point. The point that I'm making is a lot of women are not that strong. And I know that. And I wasn't that strong. And now that's why now I'm having TIA strokes, whatever. Because now all the tech hacking and the crap that I've been going through is starting to get to me because I can only do so much. I'm not tech savvy, but it doesn't mean that I don't want to help others. It doesn't mean that I think I'm going to heal them all by myself because I'm all that. No, but I want to start it, and I want to build a community to help me do it, and I want to get the creators with me to help me. And when we do this, Lisa loves building an app. Whenever they're at, they're somewhere, they're all messed up. They really want to get away. They can't. They hit the app. Boom. We know where they're at. Done. A bunch of RVers, vans, whatever. Who's going to go get her? Who's closer? It's a community in each state, whatever. Long-term goal, they go get her. She comes and she gets blindfolded and she gets to go to the community. No cell phone. No way to know where she's at. No way to get out. And she signs up for the program. And she has already talked to us before the fact about when she's ready, and then she hits the app and she's gone, and she takes her therapy dogs with her and her kids if she has any, because I'm not going to tell her to leave her children behind ever. And she's gone, and he can't find her, and he can't hack her, and he can't hurt her anymore, and she gets to move on. That's what I'm trying to build, and it starts with me because I'm going through it, and that's why I reached out to several people to let me stay where they were at and help me rebuild my life and then go from there and build that community. Therapy dogs, true women of trauma. And then the women obviously don't want anybody coming in and out because they want to be safe, so they're not going to screw up. They want to just go somewhere and hide and be around nobody, probably not even another woman. They just want to go some little tent, cubbyhole, small house, tiny house, whatever it is, and just do nothing. Owe nobody any money, not have to go to a grocery store, go run around public, not have to worry about her kids going hungry, not have to worry about abuse, just focus on healing. But do it in nature, in mountains, in streams, and just nature, with people that are of soul love, in our community, peace and love souls. That's what I want to do. Yes, I love saving dogs, but women need saving in those situations. And dogs help women heal, like mine, and I say with mine. I'm very healthy. Nobody understands me. I'm looking for the community to help me build this. Counselors, Reiki, yoga. I'm already done with my Reiki class. I was already a healer without Reiki. I don't need Reiki to be a healer. I just don't. It's natural Indian heritage. I have that. Enough said. In the yoga, I'm waiting to heal my arm a little bit, but I know a lot about it, and I'm learning, and I'm going to jump right into it here in a minute and just do a one-arm yoga and then move on. But the people that are really good at what I'm talking about, these women, most of them are not like traumatized, like they have serious mental illness. They just have PTSD for a little moment of what just happened, and they're good. They just need a little bit of community and a little hiding. And they could probably almost heal on their own. They just need to feel safe, remove the abuse, and get with a community that's normal and learn to trust again, moving on, and animals, a group of animals. That's my whole point in this. That's why I'm trying to still kind of gauge with everybody, everywhere, every creator and whoever, that here's my idea and doesn't steal it from me, of course. And the copyright things I had on your YouTube, I do apologize. I was just doing my meditation because I love it. It calms me down in general and playing it. I didn't know you couldn't. So I'm going to figure out what meditation music I can use. But these were sent to me to use, to heal and learn from. I didn't know I couldn't play them. Enough said. I'm learning as I go, but I just fixed it. And I muted the songs. I'll go back later maybe and put something in there. But for now, they're not on the copyright list. I didn't even know that was like that. So see, that's how much I'm learning. But if I had a team, people behind me, which I do, I am learning from Sean Connell. Thank you, Lord Jesus, and his people. But I'm just saying in general, to build what I'm speaking about, it's a community. It's not just me building a business of promoting products. I promoted T-shirts, pants, eyewear, you name it. All on Teespring. They stole it from me, him and his friends. All of it. Hacked into it, took the website. They just did it again. That's what they found out, that there was some entity in my computer stealing my business again. So they locked me out of Facebook. And it keeps happening. Now, if I would have had a sanctuary to go to back then and still now, and rebuilt myself quietly and find a way to lock everybody out and be with the right tech team, that would have never happened to me because I would have been able to go somewhere if somebody would have had that program for me with my dogs in order to get safe, to get better, and I would have been already back up on my feet, rocking and rolling. But I don't want to just do it for me and then we move on and we don't care. I want to help others. but I can't do it on my own. So I reached out to these people, including Mr. Wonderful, saying no names. And that's what I expressed to him why I wanted to come there. To start over for me, get safe, learn tech quietly, safely, as I heal, build my channels, build my business, have people help me, and go forward. And if I don't reach out to other people in other areas that have the ways to do it and help me, then how do I do it? It's no different now than where I'm at than when I was out in them woods. If I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to do it. And I can't do it all on my own because I'm not a doctor. And obviously, we've already heard that I have brain problems. I can't pass a lot of things to be a psychiatrist. That will take years from now. I'm trying to build a community to have it be done. So I'm going to look into ways that I can, but that's why I was trying to engage with other creators and other people. Talked to a nurse the other night when I went out. She said, that is an awesome idea. I would be a part of that. So that's what I'm going to start doing out locally. Because there isn't no way for these people to go to. I went to and tried to find places. There was nowhere to go. I went to several different government buildings, not trashing them, just stating they can't do anything about it. It's just rules and regulations. These little workers don't have any say in the matter. And then there's dogs and there's me, and they looked to me like they could have died, but there was nowhere for me to go. They just had to send me back on my way. In the middle of a life crisis in the world, and I had nowhere to go. But I had to get away from him because he wouldn't stop verbally abusing me and being mean all the time. So that was what I chose. I didn't choose to do that. I went to the places to try to get the help. They wouldn't give it to me. They said, get rid of the dogs and we'll help you. I'm not getting rid of my dogs. They're my family. Well, then I'm sorry. And that's the end of that. So that would not be that for anyone if I could build this community. And that's why it's important to me. I want to build that, not for money in my pocket or not for a ton of followers. I want the people attached to it, and the networking and the groups and the people to teach me how to make the money. That's why I was trying to learn all this stuff to make the money quick any way I can to build it myself. And then hire the people if I have to with the money that I made somehow. Because I've asked for loans, they don't give them to me. Now I've actually talked to another lady about going on and getting a charity organization and people donate into it. And that's what I'm going to do. But now I've lost all my followers on my Facebook because they've hacked me again. Facebook told me they hacked me. They hacked me. They put a tool in my computer and they hacked me out again. So it is what it is. This is what I'm going through. Because I'm trying to build it around something that happened to me and nobody wants me to talk about it. They want me to just move on and be omnipresent and sell a product. I still want to do that. I'm still going to do that. I'm trying to go on Teespring right now on the other computer and learn how to rebuild t-shirts and everything. I got a sweatshirt still with my Lisa Loves. I got a t-shirt. I got a face mask. I don't have the hat anymore. I misplaced that somewhere. But I'm going to make Lisa Loves attire. And on the emblem in the corner is going to say, love yourself. Lisa Loves. Love yourself. And there's a lot of Lisa Loves out there. So I'm going to make it Lisa Loves Souls. Love yourself. Love your own soul. That's what I'm teaching. That's what my business is. That's what my blood is. That's what my healing is. It's because these women lose their spirit. They don't get their heart broke. They get their spirit broke. And it's like they don't know how to even fold their own underwear. They don't even know how to take the spoon once their face is sideways or whatever happened to them, long-term abuse, whatever. But this person they thought they were family with, and they have to take the spoon and the spoon goes, and they don't remember how to put the spoon in their mouth, but they've already ate it. It's already swallowed, but they're like, wait a minute, did I eat that? What was that I just ate? And they're in that state of mind. They don't need to go out and be in survival mode and be with their kids and try to figure out where they're going to stay and all this other stuff. They just need to go somewhere and say, that's it. This is all I got to do is remember how to eat and not feel afraid. Remember how to sit down and not feel like I'm going to be bitched at. I'm going to be yelled at. Remember how to just love myself and get up and wash my hair as long as I want to because no one's nagging and picking on me. And learn not to be codependent. Learn to be independent because they've learned so badly to be codependent to abuse. They don't even know how to function in peace. And that's why I said I'd like to be a part of Women in Distress, but I don't, because they will not help the women with dogs and animals and whatever. Sometimes you got too many kids, they won't. They don't have any room. It's not their fault. It just is what it is. So they need to have big farms, big areas out in the middle of nowhere where nobody even lives on. It's just wide open land. And I'm looking into that to set it up. And it's going to be bigger than just me talking about it on a stupid computer about a few clients. I don't want to just be a client on a computer to someone who's being abused. So then I could just shut the computer and then go get their ass killed. Because they learn a little independence from me and a computer. They go home and get a little mouthy because they're tired of it. And they're learning from me not to put up with it. But they don't have anywhere to go. No. I want to talk to them. And even if it's only via computer because they might be in another state, but I know they're safe and they're with some groups of people, maybe in another community, another state, wherever they're closer to. That's still the same Lisa Loves Souls community, organization, whatever you want to call it. And they're safe. And then I'm the one they want to talk to because they want to meet me personally, that I built this organization, and they want to speak to me and I want to talk to them directly. And if it's got to be a video for 20 women in one room that can ask a bunch of questions, then we'll do it that way, whatever it is. But they'll be safe, and there'll be more people donating land that is unused for these women and or homeless women. I don't care, because maybe they're homeless because they left that. Maybe they're homeless because they don't have anywhere to go and they're mentally broken down and they need somewhere to go. Whatever. It's going to be around women. Men want to make another one about men, they can just go right ahead, but I want mine to be about women. So they learn the skills they need. They learn how to rebuild. They learn how to fix themselves. And they learn how to love and trust again through animals and through community. Like a heaven on earth. I'm the most trustworthy person you'd ever meet in your life. I wouldn't hurt anyone. That's why I stay alone a lot, because I want to be around people that I can feel safe with. I want to be around animals. I want to be around community. And then sometimes my dog gets on my nerves because he's like, and I'm being really transparent because I love him and he's got senilities. He literally doesn't recognize me sometimes. I realize that's what's happening, and he'll just start turning on me, and I've got him in a hug. And he almost bites my boob, bites my face, and he just starts biting at me and screaming at me for like 15, 20 minutes. And then I love him laugh 10 minutes later. I'm like, what just happened? And I'm still there with him because I love him, but I know that he's a pain in the butt. But that's a dog. If I'm in a situation with a significant other being a butthole 24/7, picking at me, slapping me or whatever, taking my keys away, not letting me have any money, whatever they're doing, and you don't have anywhere to go because they know you have no money and nothing, and your two dogs you love and your children, whatever, you need a place to go. And you need an app to get there, and you need a location device. And there you go, Lisa Loves Souls, like an Uber. You get off like a spaceship because you're done. And if you decide you want to fix it later and he gets the help he needs, you get the help you need, that's up to you. You're free will. You can go anytime you want. You come to the community and you want to leave, we'll put a blindfold on you, we'll get you the heck out of there. You go on down the road, do what you got to do, but you're not getting any letters from him, so you won't know if he's healed. If we make a separate program with men and then he's over getting healed, whatever it is, then them men that are the community leaders, they'll get the message back that he's doing the program and this is what he's doing, and we can do it that way safely, but they will not know where each other is until the programs are finished. And either or will get help, but the woman will not get abused anymore, and he will either reflect and sit and change, or he won't. But she will be removed from the abuse if she chooses to be. This is what I want to build, and nobody understands me. And I didn't go on and on about my life and what happened to me because I want to talk about my problems. I really did it for everybody to understand that I've been through it and I'm going through it. And every day I'm going through it. And I'm telling you, if you're out there going through it, I'm going through it, so reach out. And they keep shutting me down. They don't want me to talk about it. I think I'm negative, and I'm negative. You people in the community and you creators all keep grabbing a hold of me that you want me to be quiet, heal me, and come at me at all angles to heal me. I don't need to be healed. I'm good. I'm not saying we don't all need to learn something. But I'm not talking about it all the time because I just want to lament and be stuck in it. I'm literally trying to build or try to build and keep losing community of women that are too afraid to come out and say anything globally or publicly that might be going through it. and start building that community of people that feel safe to say it on Messenger. And then eventually, if the community, they set up a webinar, maybe send around and they could talk to me and we could talk to other people and we could put it together. That's where I'm at. I'm not self centered, sitting around the pool wanting to talk about my life. Bored, not motivated. My passion is what I'm trying to do. And you will let me do it omnipresent on YouTube. You'll let me do it omnipresent on Twitter. I'm going to make a Twitter account. Omnipresent on LinkedIn. I'm going to do that too. And I don't care if I can be on Facebook if they don't want me to do a video. But this is what I'm trying to build. I don't care if a creator really wants to get all, intimate with me, whatever. If that happens, that's great too. I'm trying to build this community for people that need to feel love and need to feel community and need to and want to heal. I don't want anything from it. I literally feel my soul and my heart just pour of love when I say that. I can see me literally in the middle of nature with butterflies and animals of all kinds, with women just walking with the animal and laying with the animal, and the animal just making her feel love. Any kind of animal. Like Noah's Ark. Like the way life is supposed to be. Peace, love, care, intimacy, engaging, trusting, authentic, sovereign as they would use. I'm not copycating, but whatever. The point that I'm making is these women are so beaten down and broken in spirit. That's what they need is soul love and acceptance. If their face is sideways, broken, bashed in face, eyes blind, hair all jacked up, and they didn't look like that before, and now they're in shock that they have to look like that now. And they're not dealing with that well. And they don't need clinical help because they're not mental. Their spirit's broke. They need to go somewhere and be with nature, animals, other people that went through it, creators and people in tech that will make sure that their identity is safe and that they can build and learn how to build and get skills and be independent. This is what I'm talking about, and nobody understands. Everybody misunderstood me. I said I wanted to go to certain creators' house. I was completely crazy trying to move in. No. I talked about going to another creator's environment with his people so I could learn all the soul work on all the things I could learn, and I could build it safely in the mountains somewhere in the middle of nowhere up that way as I go to the school and learn all that, and I could build that community. Instead, everybody's like, you don't even have that. When was the last time you had a client? I'm trying to have more than one client or two clients. I'm trying to really build something with several people that are gifted to build that community in general, to heal people, not just me and the client. Nobody understood me. And I've seen all these people have all this community, all these people that do that, and all this animals that do that, and all that together all the way around. And build it with what I'm talking about. That could build a wonderful sanctuary for women and animals to feel safe and heal. So that's all I'm going to say. I love everybody out there. Nobody understands me. Nobody ever hears me correctly. Nobody gets me. I'm not so self-centered and self-absorbed. I'm still strutting about what I've been through. But I didn't go through that because I'm just going to go through that and I'm going to now be a rich whatever it is, and I'm going to run around like a Barbie doll with my Botox and this and that. And just move on. So that doesn't mean anything to me. I get more gratification and more soul peace and more love from watching other people get safe. And look at me and our people and go, thank you. Or someone says pizza. And then we know what it means. And we help them. They never have to feel afraid again. They never have to worry about being yelled at, screamed at, slapped, whatever again. All they have to worry about is healing and being happy and engaging with good people. So I'm going to say love and light. Lisa loves souls out and above. I can get a podcast. I can get a channel and I can do events, or I can just build that community and be out in the middle of nowhere with these women and not care a bit about the money and watch people heal and feel love and safety and peace as it should be on earth as it is in heaven. That's who I am, and I might blow everybody's mind tonight, but I'm literally that. That's it. And Mr. Wonderful, number 4, it'll be funny, I won't say names. So, are you Mother Teresa? No, I'm Lisa Love, so. And I would do it for nothing. If I could have the shelter with them, of course. In peace. Don't need the money. Need the land and the community and the knowledge and the people behind it helping me build it and the people to come. Love and light.